Hey everybody, so I figured I would do an acrylic pour today. I'm not really 100% sure what I'm gonna do. I had a couple things in mind, but my paint's not working with me very well. So it's a little too thin for doing what I thought I was gonna do. So I got these new colors that I wanted to try out. So I got Deco Art. This is bright metallic paint. This one's gold. 24K gold, excuse me. Then I got another one. This one's super, super pretty. This one's garnet. I was pretty excited about this one. I don't know where the name is on this one. Apparently it's not on there. Right there, up on top. Garnet, so you can see how shiny they are. I don't know if you can see that through the camera or not, but they're super pretty. So I want to try them out. And then I got this one. This one's pewter. It's like a gray steel blue color. Super pretty. In this bottle here, I got my Velejo Pearl Medium mixed with a little bit of the Amsterdam Titanium White. Try to get some lacing in there. And then this one here is just the Payne's Gray by Amsterdam. Really like that color too. It's super pretty. And then just standard Titanium White by Amsterdam in this bottle here. So like I said, I was trying to do a couple of different things, but the paint is just a little bit too thin, which is okay. My paint today is mixed with just American Floetrol and a little bit of GAC 800. Not much, just a tiny bit. So let's see if I can show you here. This one is super thin. Leaves a tiny little bit of mound, but not much. The garnet's the same, but then the gold, I added a little bit more. That one's a lot thicker. So if you can see that, see if I can focus this here. Leaves a little bit more of a mound. Not much, just a little tiny bit of a mound on there. So this is just an 8x8 canvas. Nothing too fancy. I have another one lined up just in case I got some extras. I'm actually going to do this one first because this one doesn't have anything underneath. It wasn't playing very nice. It kept wiggling back and forth. And then I got my turntable. Just has some plastic wrap on there so I don't make a huge mess. And then I got a little cup my brother-in-law made for me. So I'm going to try that out today. Pretty excited about it because it's small. I have little hands, so 8x8 canvas, my hand's pretty small, so the bigger ones were hurting my hands and I'd get a cramp. So he made me a smaller one on his 3D printer. So we're going to try that out today, so hopefully that works out. I'm pretty excited about it because, like I said, it fits my hand. If it goes well, then maybe I can have him make some for my website. Not sure yet, but we'll see. We'll see how it works out. So pretty much all I'm going to do is I'm going to start layering my paint. So I got 4 chambers in this one. So I think what I'm going to do, I'll just do one color in each chamber probably. So I'll probably do, on camera here, I'll do the garnet in one side. Probably not going to fill it up all the way just because it is a small canvas. So I got it to about here. So not too much. So I'll start with garnet. And then I'll probably do the golds. I think the gold will probably look really pretty next to that garnet. Thought that was leaking for a second, sorry. Scared myself. And then I'm probably going to do the pewter on the end. And then open that up here. And then we'll do the Payne's Gray there. And then with the Pearl Medium, I was going to use white, but I don't think I'm going to in that one. So with the Pearl Medium, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to drizzle a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. I'm just going to drizzle a little bit on the tops of all of my color, and hopefully we'll get some lacing. Don't know if we will, but we don't know if we don't try it. So we're gonna try it. So I did a little less than that cup here, but I don't know, this is my first time using it, so I don't know if the channels are exactly the same size or not. Let me get a paper towel here. And then I think, just to kind of wet the canvas, I'm just going to do a little bit of white. And you don't need to do that. But like I said, I don't know if I have enough paint in there. So I'm just going to take my finger and I'm just going to kind of wet the canvas just a little bit. Just so that way it's a little bit easier when I'm doing this here. Doesn't need to be perfect, just don't want it to be dry. Kind of thinking that I don't have enough of this color. I'm just going to put a little bit more of that Payne's gray. It's okay if it mixes with that pearl medium, maybe we'll get some cool effects. I'm just going to pour a little bit more in there. I wasn't going to, but I'm doubting myself here, so I'm going to. I just mixed those two colors, I think. That's okay. Alrighty, move my paints out of the way so I don't throw them all over the place. Move my extra canvas out of the way so I don't paint that already. And we're just gonna go. So wish me luck. Here you are in the frame. Now it looks like I have too much paint. That's okay. You can tell that I'm thinking because I'm not saying anything to you guys, sorry. And I just kind of like to go in a circle. I like the cool rings that it makes. And then sometimes I flip it, but if I really like how that garnet is playing pretty nicely. Yep. Told myself not to flip it, and then I flipped it anyway. And we're just going to capture the drips so that way we don't have a huge gross little dot. I don't really like how the worm thing ends at the end. So I like the feathering of that garnet with the pewter. I think that's kind of pretty. And we're just going to take, excuse my reach, our torch. Nothing too fancy, and we're just going to go through and we're going to pop the bubbles. And then we're just going to, I might have had this paint just a little bit too thin. I kind of had a feeling about that. I'm just going to spin it just a tiny bit. Move all my stuff out of the way here. Normally I go a lot harder, but I don't really have a lot of space and I don't want to fling all over the room here. So I'm a little bit worried about that. Just going to tilt the weight back to the middle on this one. It seems to all be going off one side, so let's try that again. I have plastic wrap on this just because I don't like cleaning up a huge mess at the end, so that way if and when it does decide to fling all over the dang place, at least I don't have another section to clean up. My thought process anyway. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, and that's okay. If it helps me once, it's a good thing to do, right? So all I'm doing right now is going through and kind of getting my sides wet. So that way it can flow a little bit easier because it seems to be getting stuck. So I just like to take the little bit of drips, try to match it up as best as possible. I know I didn't do that at first because I started chalking and I wasn't paying attention to myself. So you got that white little speckle right there. This line right here. Sometimes the lacing comes through really nice, sometimes it doesn't. This one, wasn't sure if it was going to because it's such a small canvas. Spin it one more time here. Plastic's dragging. I do like that gold, just kind of in the center. It's kind of wavy here, kind of like that. That's kind of cool. Let's do some more of this paper towel. Try not to make a huge mess. Wipe off your hands. And then go back with the torch and just give it another torch. I don't always torch because I like those lines, but I feel like it's kind of missing something. So I wanted just to kind of go back through and do that. So I'm going to move this out of the way. So I don't know if you guys can see that or if you like it. I probably... I really like this right here. I'll take you down for a close-up too as soon as I get situated. Can you see those corners right there? On that edge? Really pretty. I'm gonna take my little cup. Worked out pretty good actually. Held a lot more than I thought it was going to. I'm gonna stuff it that way. Sorry for my head. And I'm just gonna set this right over here. Okay, so on this one, I'll probably do, on this one I'll probably do a little bit different. I do still have some colors left in here, so I think what I'm gonna do is, let's think for a second. I think I'm gonna take some of the white and I'm gonna put that just right in the middle, just like that. I'm gonna take these colors, I'm just gonna kind of dump them out into the middle, just so that way I'm not wasting paint. There's not very much left in there, so I'll probably just set it on over there. Just let it all drip out the rest of the way. And then I will probably, let's think here. I'm probably just gonna do a dirty pour. So we're gonna go with some gold. Maybe we'll get some cool cells or something. We'll do the pewter. I feel like it's running. And then we'll do some of this pearl medium. So we'll get some lacings. See how much thinner that garnet is than the other ones. Might just be me, but I feel like it's thinner. This one's almost out. I knew it was gonna be. I'm not really sure why this thing's kind of leveled everything beforehand, but apparently it doesn't want to stay level, so I'm not really sure what's going on with that. But it is not staying level, is it? And then we're just going to go ahead and we're going to do that again. And we're going to do some more gold. And some pewter. Probably way too much paint. Some garnet. And normally I use squeeze bottles, but as of right now, I'm not 100% sure where all my squeeze bottles are. So, and then we'll do some of that Velejo. Let's see if I can get any more of this out. In hindsight, you probably don't want to do that because it's creating a bunch of air bubbles. That's okay. And then because we just put a bunch of air bubbles in there, we're going to go ahead and we're going to torch it. See how those air bubbles pop in? I don't know if you can see that or not. See that? And then at this stage, just because it is kind of block colors, that center's kind of cool. You probably, if you really wanted to, take a stick and just kind of wreck it. I'm not fancy with the wrecking, personally. It's never really been a strong suit of mine, but who knows, maybe that'll come out super, super cool and I'll love it. I was gonna do a flower, but the paints were way too thin. It's okay. So when you're doing this, you do want to take it to one side and then go over the edge and then come right back. Felt like I had a lot of paint on there, but now I'm thinking maybe I don't. Then we're gonna go up to this other edge over here. Sorry if you can't see it, and then come right back. That gold and that pewter are really, really pretty together. This is probably one that I probably should have wet my canvas first, but I didn't. Which, you know, is never good. And then we're just gonna go back to this side here. And then come back. So I did get, I'm gonna have to wet this just a little bit because that did not get covered for some reason. I'm really not sure why, but it didn't go over. And I have something in there, I just saw it. Got just some little tweezers from the dollar store. Yep, big old glob in there. I don't know where that came from. The gold probably. I think I saw something in there. I thought I was seeing things though. So we're gonna fix this little section right here because I didn't get it off all the way. I really like that design. Normally I don't, but I don't know if you can see it or not. This little section right here, it has the gold and the pewter. Like I said, I'll bring you down for a close-up so you can actually see what I'm talking about, because I know you really can't on the camera. Right now, anyway. And then I'm going to just bring it back down. Just set it down. And we're just going to torch it for the air bubbles. Make sure we got all of them. So you can kind of see how the sides of my canvas is showing. Not a big deal. If you don't like to do the finger painting, that's okay. You can just go ahead and paint the sides later. Look how pretty that is. Can you see that? Probably not on the side. I'll go ahead and bring it down, like I said, and show you the sides, because the sides actually came out really pretty. And those colors actually played really well together. I was kind of nervous about it. I was trying to find something else other than just two colors, or three colors rather. I wanted something mixed in between it. Got a little mess over here. And then I am going to go ahead and torch this one last time before I bring you down, before I take off all my dirty little gloves. Pop any last little air bubbles that might be hiding. Remember not to over torch, because it will burn your paint. And your white won't be white anymore. Okay, so let me put you on pause and then I'll go ahead and bring you down for a close-up. Okay, so I moved, let me zoom you out here. I moved it off of the turntable. So here is, let me see if I can find them. Are you gonna focus? How pretty that side is. Like I said, normally I don't care for these designs, but those colors played really well together. I really like that part right there. Super pretty. See how that gold and that pewter right here plays really, really nicely together. I do like how that looks. Oops, sorry, got a glare. And then we got this one over here. Those were those, oh, come on. Those lines right there are super pretty. I don't know if you can really pick it up. The camera kind of looks a little more green. But it's that gold and that pewter. Hopefully it dries nicely. Like this corner. Sorry, I have a project from the other day is drying over there. Let's see. You see all those lines? Has the gold and the pewter, pearl white. I'm not really sure. I don't know. The only, sorry for making you sick. I'm trying to see too so I can show you. I think the only lacing I got on this one from that pearl white was right here. And the rest of it I think kind of did it by itself. Kind of looks like a jawbreaker. You see those sides? Super pretty. Try to move that light so you can see. And there you have it. Let's see what this cup looks like. I don't know if you can't really see the colors. I'll show you the colors a little bit better. Now that I got you down. It's the 24 karat gold. That's that pewter. Super pretty. And that's that garnet. I saw that one and I fell in love with it. Quite a bit, actually. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. And then as soon as they're dry, I'll go ahead and I'll take some pictures and let you know what they look like. It's super pretty. I feel like I missed out on that part. I know I showed it to you, but I just like the veins of cells right there. Alright, well I'll see you guys when it dries. Have a good night. Hello everyone, so it's the next day. I just wanted to come in and show you the dry results. Let's see here. So these are dry now. It did manage to get some cracking right through there. It's probably because my paints were too thick. I had a feeling that I had too thick of paint. It kind of looks cool though, so if I bring it back. You can see all those colors through the cracking, so I don't mind it too much. It does have a little bit more of the texture to it because of the cracking, obviously, but I still really like those cells. And just that little random pop of color right there is really cool. Like I said, normally this kind of painting isn't my go-to, but I wanted to try those colors, and the paints were a little bit too thin for what I wanted to do, so this is what I did. I still think it came out kind of cool though. I do like that center quite a bit. You can see all the different shine if I move my light around. And then you got this one. This one cracked a little bit as well, just right in here. It's like the lines didn't want to stay together. So not my favorite on this one. It was a little bit cooler when it was wet, but what are you gonna do? You live and learn. I still do like the sides on this one though. The sides look pretty cool. And the colors still play well together. See, those little lines came out really cool. Just the center had too much paint on it. If I had stretched it or put it on my spinner and spun it out a little bit more. I know I did that, but if I did it a little bit more, you wouldn't have gotten all that heavy cracking in there. Would have thinned down the paint just a little bit more. Still like those sides. This side actually looks pretty cool. Let me flip it around so you can... All those gold veins in there came out really, really cool. I'm trying to get it to where there's not a glare, sorry. There we go. Well, there you go. I'll try that again. Maybe I'll do a blowout since they were so thin. I do still have some extra paints over here that I didn't want to waste. So maybe I'll go ahead and do a blowout. Well, let me know what you think, and hopefully we will see some more videos coming up soon. If you like the videos, please hit like and subscribe, and go ahead and give them a share. Thank y'all. Have a great day.